All right, this is take two. Chris with Rekkid Talk with an episode of You Need That Record, and we'll be talking about some birthdays as well. So the record I'm going to be talking about is Charlie Parker's Jazz at Midnite. Of course, Charlie Bird Parker, very well-known jazz saxophonist. And so this was a live album of his, recorded in 1952 and 1953. This reissue on the blue vinyl, on the Blue Note album. This was part of the first Record Store Day drop last year, and so this was something I purchased on exactly 1 year ago, on August 29th, 2020. That was the first time I had gone to my local record store. I'd actually been inside since the pandemic started. This was the occasion of Charlie Parker's 100th birthday. So Charlie Parker, born August 29th, 1920. Of course, he only lived to be 34, passing away in early 1955. Of course, obviously a personal tragedy, a tragedy for music in general. It's very unfortunate that his career didn't continue, and that we could have had seen how his career developed, gotten recordings a little bit more modern in terms of sound quality and fidelity. Let's talk about some other famous and maybe not so famous musicians who have an August 29th birthday. So I pulled up a list on Wikipedia. Wilhelm Hieronymus Pachelbel, a German composer whose name I probably butchered, born August 29th, 1686, died in 1764. So that would be, 335, the 335th anniversary of his birth, if I did my mental arithmetic correctly. Skip through some other people, of course. I already mentioned Charlie Bird Parker, born August 29th, 1920. This would be his 101st birthday. Dinah Washington, born on this day in 1924. She passed away early as well in 1963. Skipping up to the 1940s, 1942, Sterling Morrison, known for playing guitar in the Velvet Underground, born on this day in 1942, would be 79 today, did pass away in 1995. 1943, Richard Helligan, who is a member of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He is still around, so this would be his 78th birthday. Turning 77, born in 1945, Chris Copping, who played bass in Procol Harum. Born in 1953 on this day, Rick Downey, who had a stint in Blue Oyster Cult as a drummer in the 1980s. Diamanda Glass, born on this day in 1955. So that would be, 66. The infamous G.G. Allen, born on this day in 1956. I don't have any props. Very infamous punk rocker who died in 1993, would be 65 today. I do have a prop for very famous musician born on August 29th, 1958, Michael Jackson. So here's my beat up copy of Michael Jackson Thriller that I've shown before. He, of course, is no longer around either, dying in 2009. 1961, Tony McAlpine, a heavy metal guitar player. So he is 60 today. Turning 58 today, born in 1963, Elizabeth Fraser, singer for the Cocktail Twins. 1967, so turning 54, Anton Newcomb from the Brian Jonestown Massacre. And at least according to this source, born August 29th, 1969, turning 52. So born on the same day as me is Michelle Endiocello. Her birth name, Michelle Johnson. I've seen other sources that say she was born in 1968 and is actually a year older than me. But either a year older than me or exactly the same age as me. And then, frankly, most of the August 29th people that are younger than me I haven't heard of. There's Vincent Cavanaugh, born in 73, so turning 48, from the English rock band Anathema. I think they were sort of a prog metalish sort of band. 1974, Kumi Tanioka, a Japanese video game composer. Not really a world I do much with. Canadian musician David DeRosiers from Simple Plan, born 1980. Born 1982, A+, real name Andre Levins, who's a rapper. Leah Michelle, American actress and singer from Glee, born on this day in 1986, so you're 35. 1993, Liam Payne, English pop singer from One Direction, so 28 years old. So those are just some people in the music world celebrating their birthday today, August 29th. And again, Charlie Parker. So you need a Charlie Parker album. I'm not necessarily saying it needs to be this specific album, but you should have something by the Birdman. He would be 101 today.